Would you marry your adopted son's ex-wife? One of the most striking features of prophetic characters is the use of power to gain sexual benefits over their followers. I'm going to share a verse with you from the Quran later in this video that applies to Muhammad only, yet it claims to be for the believers. I would like to challenge Muslims to tell me if they know a single person other than Muhammad who ever implemented this verse. In the movie Holy Hell, the cult leader Michael uses his charisma and holy status to take advantage of the young men in the group. I was thinking when watching this movie that if Michael was a warlord instead of a dancer, and living in the age of superstition instead of the 21st century, he may have ended up with as large a following as Muhammad. Even when people found out he was abusing men, they still refused to believe it and stayed in the group. In the following clip from the documentary, The End of the World Cult, we see another cult leader, Michael, who told his followers God commanded him to have sex with his son's wife. The story does have a few differences from Muhammad's case, but it's still an instructive tale for us.
After 3 weeks in Strong City, it was also time for us to leave. But I sensed an uneasiness in our guide Jeff. I sat down with him and his wife Christiana to talk about an incredible revelation about his dad, the Messiah.
God came down on Michael and forced him to consummate with Christiana. I mean, it was a terrible, strange act of God.
Michael had made no mention of sleeping with his son's wife.
I stood up and I started seeing that the consummation with Christiana was imminent, and I was going to be, I was going to have to do that.
So was it just a single occasion, this literal physical consummation?
No, it wasn't.
But you consummated more than once?
Yes, yes.
Why is it necessary to consummate more than once?
Could you not answer that question yourself?
If there's one thing that gives away the entire prophethood of Muhammad as a fraud, it's the revelation regarding Zainab. Cult leaders always use their power to sleep with women they desire. We see this time and time again. Jim Jones, Sai Baba, Father Yard, Warren Jeffs, David Berg, Osho, and countless others who were never caught. And then Muhammad. They all use their divine status, their holiness, to sleep with women. Listen to the following revelation and see if this is something God would send to humanity. The Quran states in chapter 33, verse 37, "We married her to you in order that there not be upon the believers any discomfort concerning the wives of their adopted sons when they no longer have need of them, and ever is the command of Allah accomplished." Just think about this. God is saying, when your adopted sons no longer need their wives, we want to make sure you know you can marry them, so there wouldn't be any problem. Let that sink in. Why would you want to marry your adopted son's ex-wife? Why is this so important to clarify this to all the believers? Simple. Because Muhammad wanted to have Zainab. There's no other explanation for it. Can you think of a single Muslim who ever married the adopted son's ex-wife? Holy men always fail when it comes to sex. When they want something, they use their powers or abuse their powers for personal gain. The Lord of the universe didn't care if Muhammad married his cousin daughter-in-law. Muhammad cared. So what are the possibilities? 1. Muhammad made it up. He wanted Zainab. He got Zainab. No questions asked. This is what false prophets do. They use their power for sex, for money, or for other personal benefits. In history, we see holy men doing this over and over again. 2. Allah, the actual God of the universe, revealed this very specific and unusual case so that believers would know they can marry their adopted sons' ex-wives. Do you really believe this? In conclusion, the absurd verse of 33:37 exposes Muhammad to be the liar that he was. I challenge you to find a Muslim who implemented this verse other than Muhammad. If not, you know he made it up for himself. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share with others. This is Abdullah Samir signing out.